This year's distinguished honorary alumna is Harriet Samander. Beginning in 1973, Harriet held several positions at Kinkaid, including 4th grade aide, business office assistant, and middle school registrar secretary and school nurse under Principal Arthur Goddard. As the part-time nurse, she successfully advocated for Kinkaid to hire a full-time RN and construct an infirmary for the students. After a personal tragedy, Harriet organized a crime victims awareness community service project to educate and sensitize middle school students to the violence in our city. This project won the Becky Reed Award from the National Organization of Parents of Murdered Children and was made available for other schools to use nationwide. Harriet's volunteer work as an advocate for crime victims' rights in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and via legislation has been unmatched over the years. Former Mayor Bill White even proclaimed March 1st, 2005 as Harriet Samander Day. Harriet is the widow of former Kinkaid Master Math teacher Zach Samander. They have 4 children, Elena Samander from the class of 79, Maria Samander Crawford in the class of 82, Joanna Samander Nicolau from the class of 84, and John Samander from the class of 88, and 5 grandsons. Kinkaid senior Ace Nicolau, freshman Zach Nicolau, and 6th grader Pete Nicolau, and also Daniels and Zane Crawford who live in California. Now please enjoy this short video about Harriet.
Always had a smile on her face. She was always upbeat, positive, always brought joy to everyone she was around. She just lit up a room.
She was probably the first person that I met because a lot of people were not on campus at that time. And there was an immediate kindred spirit. And we became very close friends, just immediately.
I've always described Harriet as my surrogate mother. I've known Harriet now for, going on close to a quarter of a century. And to me, she's like a second mom to me.
Harriet, as a mother, can't call her Harriet, have to call her mom. She was strict. First and foremost, you knew what the rules were, and you better not break them. And if you did, there were consequences. And that's that generation, though, of parenting as well. And everything that she ever did was always out of love.
I'm sure she had to mother us at some point. Maria and I had to like to have fun, and I'm sure she had to mother us at some point.
Harriet was multitasking before we knew there was a term. She was the middle school registrar, the administrative assistant to the principal. We didn't have a health center, so she was the nurse in those days.
Harriet was always on the side of the kids. She understood, she listened, she had empathy for them, and she helped them make wise choices in many instances.
If a teacher didn't know what to do, goes to Harriet. Harriet would work and solve the problem. Didn't matter if it was her job or not. So as a co-worker, she was fantastic, and as a friend, always dependable.
I would have to say the biggest impact that Kinkaid left on my mom was simply the people, the great people and the friendships that she made here for 25 years. 25 years is a long time to be someplace.
Most people that know Harriet know that she's been a really outspoken advocate for crime victims. She's got involved in many causes, both related to her daughter's murder and those not related, to help crime victims and help the cause in general. And she's been one of the foremost advocates in the city of Houston for many years.
It makes sense that Harriet would be the one to reach out to comfort other families that had been victims of crime. Certainly, Harriet had been that same victim herself. And we were all just so shaken when she went through that. So Harriet is the voice.
I nominated Harriet for a national award. It's called the Foundation for Improvement of Justice. They finally start telling her what, and the look on her face was, as it kept on going, and then they told her the monetary value of the award that she won, and she's looking at me going, you You did this, didn't you? I said, yeah, I did this along with, with another colleague of mine. And I remember when she hung up, she goes, I can't believe this. And I said, yeah, that's why I'm here, because I knew you couldn't believe it, so I had to be here. And we just hugged each other, and I said, you are richly deserving, and I can't think of a better person that deserves to be recognized and honored on a national basis.
I think Harriet deserves the Distinguished Alumna Award for many, many reasons. Her professionalism, her dedication to the school, and her dedication to the community.
It just means that, not that she's ever wanting to be recognized for anything, but it just means so much to her that she is put among what she thinks are just the greats of Kinkaid, to be among those names. And for our family, to me, it's just all about her.
When I think about Harriet and what type of person she is, I think about a very committed person that's serious about what she does. She has a great faith. She talks about her faith in her church, and she's a person that you could rely on. She's a person that you could count on, and she's a person that will give her most energy to the project she's working on.
Hi, Harriet. I'm so sorry I've not seen you in recent years, but I just want you to know how much I love you and how proud I am of you. And you are so deserving of this award, and I am so honored to be a part of that. I love you, my friend, forever and ever.
That video definitely brought back lots of memories for me. I know, among other things, she handed out tardy slips. That was one of the things that I remember Harriet for. But I'm sure it brought many memories for y'all as well. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the podium Kinkaid's 2017 Distinguished Honorary Alumna, Ms. Harriet Samantha.
Thank you so much for this wonderful honor. When Catherine Howe called to give me the good news, I told her that there must be a mistake, since I had not graduated from Kinkaid. She repeated her words slower, and I declined again, this time telling Catherine that I had been retired for almost 20 years. I couldn't possibly be the recipient. She patiently explained herself a third time until the reality of it all sunk in. And I'm sure by then Catherine was wondering if the committee indeed made a mistake. I quickly accepted the honor before she changed her mind. I feel blessed and honored to have served the Kinkaid community with the strong leadership of 3 headmasters, 6 principals. Their wisdom and professional interactions with parents, students, faculty, and staff inspired me in my personal relationships and as a crime victim advocate. Over the years, the Kinkaid campus has been like a second home to me and my family. It's hard to believe that I'm back in the carpool line, picking up my grandsons, just like I used to do with my children. And just like back then, I asked my grandsons all those annoying questions. How was their day? Did anything good or bad happen? Did anything scary or sad happen? Of course, during my 25-year career at Kinkaid, there were plenty of happy, funny, scary, and sad days. As I tried to prepare my speech for tonight, the memories overwhelmed me. I could not mentally or psychologically separate the past memories. The good ones were always tainted with the bad. They were hard to relive because 16 of those years at Kinkaid were as a mother of a homicide victim. Even though I was not locked up in a prison, I served more time in the criminal justice system than my daughter's perpetrator. So, instead of sharing any memories, I decided to concentrate on thanking all of you who have supported me throughout the years. Your strength gave me strength. My victories were your victories. Thank you, because together we gave homicide victims a voice. Also, I would like to thank my family members for their encouragement and support. Zach and Elena, who are here in spirit, Joanna Nicolau, Maria Crawford, and my son John. Joanna worked secretly to nominate me for this award. She kept asking me random questions like about my childhood, positions at Kinkaid, my volunteer work with victims of crime. I thought it was a little strange at the time, but now I'm relieved to know that it was not my obituary. Thank you to the committee and congratulations to the other recipients for all of their accomplishments. I accept the Distinguished Honorary Alumna Award in memory of homicide victims. In receiving the award, it brings peace to my soul to share it with innocent loved ones. In closing, I'd like to say that I keep the Lord in my daily thoughts to direct my path. And I'm so happy and thankful that 50 years ago, he directed our family to the Kinkaid School. Thank you.